What up, ladies and gents? This is Oprelia AI here, and today we're going to be diving into my top 5 AI image upscalers. Starting off with the product by Topaz Labs known as Gigapixel AI. This has been around, I believe, since like 2019 or something crazy. They have truly been in the space for a very long time before this whole AI craze began, basically last year. And there are a lot of different things in this list of mine. Some of them are ones that you download on your PC, and some of them you are using on the internet. Now it's very important because some people may not have access to internet, then they need a tool to use basically when they don't have that. So tools like these come out very handy during those times. And then there's obviously cases when you're traveling and you need to do images done, but you don't have your computer with you. So Gigapixel AI has basically mostly made for image upscaling. I mean, it's kind of clear here, but made for really for photos than anything, and that's what they kind of started off here. And this is like a real image. There's a bunch of different here of like blurry original images, and it does a really good job with that, even with terrain or whatever, and animals, different things like that. I prefer real photos perhaps more than digital art, but it can be used for both. And it's obviously has a paid version, but it does have a free trial which everybody should download and try it out. And it has a lot of zooming tools, but let's instead of like talking about it, let's just open up the tool here. So this is the trial version here, and there isn't, far as I know, and like any specific things that are behind the actual trial version. Like, they're not settings and things which are like barred away from the trial version, so everything that is on the final version can be used here. I here have a bit of an alien image here. This is like a professional image. It's pretty high upscale right now. Probably should have found out something like truly blurry, but here you can see, let's do a more proper zoom here, and here you can click by seeing the original. You can see the blurriness, and you can clearly see that there is like some high definition of suppression here. When we toggle it out, we compare, this is truly like enhancing things. You can suppress noise. This takes it even drastically different. You can remove a lot of the blur out from the images, and this will also create a very different, let's say like the tree barks here, very different quality when you have the blur removed out and the blur and the max. You can fix the compressions as well. You can do a low res. There are a lot of different filters. Most of the image upscalers that come out don't exactly have a lot of different options. And here's the width. This changed drastically the image here. And resize mode can be obviously and look at this. Look at how much image we just got with this setting here. So if you're looking for something that is, we should probably use this in the beginning, but even on the background images become a lot more clear. The shapes are coming to, the plants and the aliens, a lot more detail. Even on the tree bark, you can see a lot more texture, a lot more fleshing out. It's just very impressive. So this is 780, 480, and you can download these, save these images, but there's going to be a watermark on the trial mode. Not very massive though. And there are a lot of different options here, and you can open multiple different images. In terms of let's see what are different options here. We got JPEG, TIFF, BNG, DNG, no WebP apparently. Color profiles can also be adjusted here. So a lot of different qualifications here. Gigapixel is obviously a little more like a bigger tool. I understand there's also a plugin for Photoshop for this, and I'm a big Photoshop user obviously. So very good for professional use, and you want more options here, you want more detailing, then Gigapixel is definitely one to look into as well. Our next one is called Upscale Media. This one is a free service, but it has a lot less options out there. So let's try to do this Chinese image that I basically generated with Midjourney, and we're going to be processing this. This is going to be up to 1,500. Most professional people might need higher images than that, especially if you're like selling stock images. You can see there's a clear difference between the eyes. Let's put up a different location here, but it's not so drastic when you really are keeping out the difference between the two images. You don't see drastic changes on. There's a bit more. You can see that there's less blur on the actual AI upscale part about, so this is offering you upscaled images, but also AI upscale. So AI upscale, for example, for the eye looks very detailed. Then there are some symbols here, and there's this clearly pulls out more of a lines. Another very good tool. And you can also do it on bulk, but you have to sign up, and there are some other tools that are also supported here on Upscale Media, and there's obviously 4 different formats. But in terms of like any other like enhancements here, let's put up the enhanced quality. You're not having that many options here in terms of customization and using different filters. If I use 2D images, digital art with photos, I obviously expecting different types of filters for them, because the images are going to look very different. And then you can choose also upscale up to 4x, but some of these other services do offer like a higher thing, and apparently there's a limit for 25 MB. So this is a good free version if you're traveling. Next up we have Clipdrop, which has a lot of very good tools. Remove background thing, I love using that. There's the uncrop tool, that's amazing. But they do also have an image upscaler, which we need to use. It comes up to 16x, but this is under the paywall, so that's not on the free version. Let's take a same image here and see how this image looks like. So the free version is only giving you 2x, and that's fine. And then there's a detailed version, and we're going to upscale and see how it looks like. And there's going to be a Cloudflare captcha, so you're not able to bot this. And obviously this is like a very high quality image. Sorry, a bit sick right now. But you can see that it's, it has a lot of, once again, tweaks on the face. You can see like saturation levels are different. But it doesn't make a massive difference. Yes, it upscaling your image to a bigger one, which is more the important thing, because once you do that on Photoshop, you can clearly see that there's image quality being lost on the process. Next up, we have a very powerful tool called Upscale, and this is something totally free, downloadable for desktop, and I use this basically on all my images right now. Now, it just recently got updated into a new version, which supports cloud. Cloud is behind a paywall. And there are not many settings, but it's really good at what it's basically doing. So there's JPEG and PNG, and up to 4x. The image compression is also available here. Sorry about that. And also like you can choose like, these are not very important, but basically there are a couple of filters here. So let's take our photo here. Let's do the alien one. And you have a couple of photos here, photo options here. So digital art, and then there's general photos. We're going to be trying both of them, and I'm going to be upscaling this. Sometimes when I try to upscale to 2x, it gives actually like really bad results. So here we can see it's definitely making things smoother. These actually, the plants don't look so amazing. The bark looks a lot more detailed, or it drives off a lot of detail out. But it's like 3-4 times bigger in terms of image. So let's try a general photo and see the end result on here. And this is pretty fast, so I like that too. And now and now that actually the plants on the background, don't look that bad. So this is another very like good improvement. And you can also show the image settings. You can zoom in if you don't want to zoom out, you know, with the programs and stuff like that. So that's nice. And there are, as I said, like some different options here. Keep saying opinion, it's option. So another one really good, and it's really fast. So I really like that. So that's another one that I really recommend because it's 100% free. There are no things, and there's a batch option as well. But sometimes I do get errors when I try to do different formats and change out the image upscale size. And I really like the option of having both PNG and JPEG, but there's no WebP available. And then lastly, we have the Deep Image AI Upscaler, and this one actually has a couple of different functionalities that they are offering throughout the site. There is a free version, and then there is a paid version, which is basically paying you per image, 7 cents apparently, which is not actually too high given some are actually charging 20 cents per image, which is kind of high in my opinion. And let's kind of go into, without further ado, there's also, you can directly get from cloud storage, which is pretty good feature, not something that I see. And let's go in there, taking our alien image once again and see what we can basically do. We can also change out certain things here. Let's go for 2x. And let's see how it actually turns out. Now there is going to be a watermark here, which is not too bad, but in terms of the image quality, it's not changing too drastically here, but I guess it's still like okay. And if you want to get the watermarks off, you can pay for it, which is kind of high, but it's another application that you can look into. They have some other features here as well, and you know, you can clearly see from these sample images that they are truly making the images a lot higher quality, and also you can remove backgrounds as well. So, but then again, all of these things you can do with Clipdrop as well, but this one doesn't have image limitations on the size. But that's basically concluding my top 5 options for now. In case you have your own recommendations, I would love to know about them in the comment section below. Until next time, see you soon, guys.